Good morning. Welcome to chapter 8, Formula 86, Delayed Action Mousemaker. Children are revolting, screamed the Grand High Witch. We will wipe them out. We will flush them. We will scrub them off the face of the earth. We will flush them down the drain. Yes, yes, chanted the audience. Wipe them away. Scrub them from the earth. Flush them down the drain. Children are foul and filthy, thundered the Grand High Witch. They are, chorused the English witches. They are foul and filthy. Children are dirty and stinky, screamed the Grand High Witch. Dirty and stinky, cried the audience, getting more and more worked up. Children are smelling of the dog's droppings, said the Grand High Witch. Pooh! Cried the audience. Pooh, pooh, pooh! They are worse than dog's droppings, screeched the Grand High Witch. Dog's droppings is smellings of the violets and primroses compared to the children. Violets and primroses, chanted the audience. They were clapping and cheering at every word she said. To talk about children is making me sick, screamed the Grand High Witch. I am feeling sick, thinking about them. Fetch me a basin. Ugh! The Grand High Witch paused and glared at the mass of eager faces in the audience. They waited, wanting more. So now, barked the Grand High Witch, so now I am having the plan. I am having the gigantic plan for getting rid of every single child in the whole of England. The witches gasped, they gaped, and they turned and gave themselves ghoulish grins of excitement. Yes, thundered the Grand High Witch. We shall swish them and swallow them, and we shall make them disappear. Every single smelly little brat in England in one stroke. Whoopee, cried the witches, clapping their hands. You are brilliant. Oh, your grandness, you are fantabulous. Now shut up and listen, snapped the Grand High Witch. Listen very carefully. Let us not be having any mock-ups. The audience leaned forward, eager to learn how this magic was to be performed. Each and every one of you, thundered the Grand High Witch, is to go back to your hometowns immediately and resign from your jobs. Remove, give notice, retire. We will, they cried, we will resign from our jobs. And after you have resigned from your jobs, the Grand High Witch went on, each and every one of you will be going out and will be buying. What will we be buying? They cried. Tell us, oh brilliant one, what shall we buy? Sweet shops, shouted the Grand High Witch. Sweet shops, they cried. We're going to buy sweet shops? What a frumptuous wheeze. Each of you will be buying for herself a sweet shop. You will be buying the very best, most respectable sweet shops in England. We will, they answered. Their dreadful voices were like a chorus of a dentist's drills all grinding away together. I am wanting no tuppence-halfpenny crummy little tobacco-selling newspaper sweet shops, shouted the Grand High Witch. I am wanting you to get only the very best sweet shops filled high with piles and piles of luscious sweets and tasty chocks. The best, they cried. We shall buy the best sweet shops in town. You will be having no trouble in getting what you want, shouted the Grand High Witch, because you will be offering 4 times as much as that shop is worth, and nobody is refusing an offer like that. Money is no problem to us witches, as you very well know. I have brought with me 6 trunks stuffed full of English banknotes, all new and crisp. All of them, she added, all of them homemade. The witches in the audience grinned, appreciating this joke. And at that point, one foolish witch got so excited at the possibilities presented by owning a sweet shop that she leapt to her feet and shouted, The children will come flocking to my shop, and I'll feed them poison sweets and poison chocks, and I'll wipe them all out like weasels. The room became suddenly silent, I saw the tiny body of the Grand High Witch stiffen and then rigid with rage. Huffbuck! It was you! You over there! The culprit sat down fast and covered her face with her clawed hands. You blithering bumpkin! Screeched the Grand High Witch. You blameless bog vamper! Are you not realising that if you are going round poisoning little children, you will be caught in 5 minutes flat? Never in my life am I hearing such bush-volloping suggestion coming from a witch. The entire audience cowered and shook. I'm quite sure, they all did, as I did, that the terrible white sparks were about to start flying again. Curiously enough, though, they didn't. If such a tongue-fiddling idea is all you can be coming up with, then it is no wonder England is swarming with rotten little children. There was another silence, and the Grand High Witch glared at the witches in the audience. Do you not know, she shouted at them, that we witches are working only with magic? We know, your grandness, they all answered. Of course we know. The Grand High Witch grated her bony gloved hands against each other and cried out, So each of you is owning a magnificent sweet shop. The next move is that each of you will be announcing in the window of your shop that on this certain day you will be having the great gala, with 3 sweets and chocks to every child. That'll bring them in, greedy little brutes, cried the audience. They'll be fighting to get through the doors. Next, continued the Grand High Witch, you will prepare yourselves for the grand gala opening, feeding every choc and every sweet in your shop with the very latest and greatest magic formula. This is known as Formula 86. Delayed action mouse maker. Delayed action mouse maker, they chanted. Oh, she's done it again. Oh, grandness has concocted yet another wondrous magic child killers. How do we make it, oh brilliant one? Exercise patience, answered the Grand High Witch. This I'm explaining to you how my formula is working. Listen carefully. We are listening, cried the audience, jumping down their chairs. Delayed action mouse maker is the green liquid, explained the Grand High Witch. And 1 droplet on each chalk or sweet will be quite enough. So here is what happens. Child eats the chalk, which has delayed action mouse maker liquid. Child goes home feeling fine. Child goes to bed still feeling fine. Child wakes up in the morning, still okay. Child goes to school, still feeling fine. Formula, you understand, is delayed action, as is not working yet. Oh, we understand, oh brainy one, but when does it start working? It is starting to work at exactly 9 o'clock, when the child is arriving at school, shouted the Grand High Witch. Child arrives at school, delayed action mouse maker immediately starts to work. Child starts to shrink. Child is starting to grow fur. Child is starting to grow tail. All this happening in precisely 26 seconds. After 26 seconds, child is no longer a child. Child is a mouse. A mouse, cried the witches. What a frumptuous thought. Classrooms will be swarming with mice, shouted the Grand High Witch. Chaos and pandemonium will be reigning in every school in England. Teachers will be hopping up and down. Women teachers will be standing on desks, holding up their skirts and yelling, help, help, help. They will, cried the audience. And what, shouted the Grand High Witch, is happening in every school? Tell us, they cried, tell us. Mousetraps is coming out. Mousetraps, cried the witches, and cheese. Teachers is rushing and learning about getting mousetraps, baiting them with cheese, putting them down all over the school. Mice is nibbling the cheese. Mousetraps is going off all over the school. Mousetraps is going a snippety-snap. And mouse heads is rolling across the floor like marbles. All over England, in every school in England, noise of the snappity mousetraps can be heard. At this point, the disgusting old Grand High Witch began to sort of do a dance up and down the platform, stamping her feet and clapping her hands, and the entire audience started clapping in and foot stamping. They were making such a tremendous racket that I thought surely Mr. Stringer would hear and come banging on the door, but he didn't. Then, above all the noise, I heard the voice of the Grand High Witch screaming out some sort of awful gloating song. Down with children, do them in, boil their bones and fry their skin, bish them, squish them, bash them, mash them, break them, shake them, slash them, smash them. Offer chocks with magic powder, say eat up, then say it louder. Cram them full of sticky eats, send them home, still guzzling sweets. And in the morning the little fools go marching off to separate schools. A girl feels sick, she goes all pale, she yells, hey look, I've grown a tail. A boy who's standing next to her screams, help, I think I'm growing fur. Another shouts, we look like fleeks, there's whiskers growing on our cheeks. A boy who was extremely tall cries out, what's wrong? I'm growing small. For tiny legs begin to sprout from every little roundabout. And all at once, all in thrice, there are no children, only mice. In every school, the mice galore are running round the schoolroom floor. And in the poor, demented teachers is yelling, hey, who are these creatures? They stand upon the desks and shout, get out, you filthy mice, get out. Will someone fetch some mousetraps, please? And don't forget to bring the cheese. Now mousetraps come, and every trap goes snippety-snip, snappity-snap. The mousetraps have a powerful spring. The springs go crack and snap and ping. This lovely noise for us to hear, this music to a witch's ear. Dead mice is every place around, piled 2 feet upon the ground. With teachers searching left and right, but not a single child in sight. The teachers cry, what's going on? Oh, where have all the children gone? It's 9:30, and as a rule, they never late as this for school. But teachers don't know what to do. Some sit and read, and just a few amuse themselves throughout the day by sweeping all the mice away. And all of us witches scream, hooray! Join me tomorrow for chapter 9, the recipe. Bye.